What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Tuesday, January 27th. Now today's dog video is mainly going to be focused on why dog has a high probability of going between $3 billion market cap even up to $20 billion market cap. Now that may seem excessive, but you'll be surprised that the data that I'm going to share with you is not excessive at all. In fact, it's probably the lowest expectation that you can expect in a market cap for the number one Bitcoin meme coin. But before we get into that, let's look into this recent pullback. As you notice on screen, dog is down 4.59%, and this is due to one exchange that's trying to manipulate the price of dog. Because what I'm going to share with you is exactly why these market makers on these exchanges want you to think that dog may not go up, but also how exchanges like Kraken are absorbing that selling pressure, and you're going to see it all on chain. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and cover everything in the macro news, because I think sooner or later we're going to start seeing a rotation of precious metals and the stock market going back into the crypto market such as Bitcoin, and that's very positive for dog. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So dog right now is around 117 million market cap. Now, before we get into that, let's look into the macro landscape. Bitcoin right now hasn't really changed. In fact, you're seeing that Bitcoin hasn't dipped or it hasn't really pumped. Yet dog dipped a little bit. Now, Bitcoin right now could be seeing a massive pump rally maybe by February 20th, which I mentioned in a previous video regarding the end and peak of gold and silver and precious metals back into crypto assets such as Bitcoin. But if you didn't know, the US dollar actually just dropped to a new 4-year low. Now, what happens when the devaluation of the dollar starts happening? Well, you're going to start seeing the S&P 500s, for instance, making new all-time highs. So the stock market is doing quite well. But also you're starting to see silver do quite well. And if you're looking at this specific chart, and this person made a really great point, which is, be honest, would you call someone to buy silver here? The answer is no, absolutely not. This is the top. And if you look at how silver, gold, copper, the NASDAQ, S&P, and even Russell 2000, they're all up double digits. While the crypto market is down negative 14% for Bitcoin, negative 8% for Ethereum, total market cap in general for crypto, negative 14%, and for altcoins, a majority are down 50%. Now remember, when you see peaks like this, you never buy in, meaning you are literally buying the pump. We teach this in crypto all the time, but now people are going to experience this buying into these assets, which are precious metals, even stocks. Eventually, this is going to top off and it's going to sell off, which I predict is going to happen between February 20th through the 24th. And when that happens, it's going to rotate back into crypto. When you see prices like this pump, it isn't retail pumping it. It's mainly banks, hedge funds, and powerful entities. They want you to see that the price is going up to later dump on you, because this is what happens. Retail, the 99%, sees these precious metals and stocks pump to the upside, and they are pretty much too late. For them to actually make profit is to buy right around here. So now you're going to start to see these precious metals and the stock drop, and it's going to rotate back into crypto assets. So when that does happen, you're going to start to see meme coins especially perform quite well. So let's go ahead and see where dog stands, because most of these coins, like Trump is down 1.6, Bonk down 1.7, Pudgy Penguins down 3%, SPX down 1.24%. Now, when I scroll over to dog Bitcoin, it's down 5.36%. So obviously this is very abnormal. Well, why is that? Well, it's Gate.io. So if you don't know, Gate.io has market makers, and they are sometimes most likely bots. So what happens is you're starting to see massive selling pressure all of a sudden, and that is due to the market makers trying to push the price down because they know what's about to happen with dog, knowing that's the number one meme coin. So Gate's trying to capitalize not just on retail, but also leverage traders. So there are most likely leverage traders out there that are either shorting or longing dog. Well, market makers are going to try to liquidate those leverage traders to make more money for themselves. And market maker bots can sense the emotion, and also they can sense the trend before the retail traders or leverage traders even know about it. So right now, all you have to do is just hodl or accumulate the dips. These dips are for buying, but do not believe that this is like massive retail selling. And you know why? Because when you ever go to Kraken Kraken is actually showing massive buying volume. So look at the amount of quantities that are set in order to buy at certain prices, such as a 90 million market cap or 110 million market cap and higher. So basically these orders are already set. So there's massive buying pressure and these orders waiting to be fulfilled compared to the sell orders. So this is proof, on-chain data, that shares with you that there are more retail traders buying this and they're ready to buy the dip that's being manipulated by Gate.io. Even yesterday, we saw that Kraken Pro show that Dog Perpetuals saw a 16% increase in leverage trading. Yes, 16%. It was the second highest traded altcoin on Kraken Pro. Yes, within all of cryptocurrency, Dog Perpetuals did the second best. And what hasn't changed, in fact, is the long-term holders. Remember, we went from 75.6 to 77%, and now it's 77.2%. And thank you for Easily app for sharing the dog data that is in here. Now, this just goes to show that the retail traders, you and I, are not selling. In fact, we're buying more. So when you're seeing market makers on Gate suppress the price, it does not mean that it is representative of the overall landscape of retail holding dog. So this is why we make videos on a daily basis, so that you are staying in touch with what's really going on than what you're seeing behind the scenes, which is the manipulation. Now let's talk about what we could expect, which is the high probability of dog reaching between a $3 billion to $20 billion market cap. Now I've already shared this specific image before, which is the most bullish case scenario for dog if it were to see a 6 to 7% of allocation of Bitcoin's market cap into dog. You see it at certainly a $130 billion market cap as the lowest level to the maximum of $300 billion market cap. Now, we're just using this data based on what we saw in Shiba Inu and Bonk to their native chain when they earn roughly around 6 to even 8.5% of their native chain. But let's be more realistic, because yesterday I ended up sharing this post that said, based on previous historical data from dog-themed meme coins, Dog should expect between $3 to $20 billion market cap between 30 to 60 days. So you may want some context about that. Well, that's what the point of this video is. And in this article, it breaks down detail by detail of how this is most likely going to happen. It really could happen in 2026 at any moment in time. So obviously we've shared this specific image with you that gives you basically the dog is dead narrative. Dog is dead is what's happening right now, which nobody's really paying attention to. Same thing with Doge, Bonk, Floki, Sheep, Dog with Hap. So there's always this really boring time where the prices are low and nobody's talking about it. But as I shared before, this is a current image as of right now recorded today. Dog-themed meme coins capture the most market share and mind share of all meme coins out there. And look at Murad, right? Murad is the cult leader of SPX 6900 and a whole bunch of other tokens that are down badly. And if you look at the total meme coins by market cap together, it's only $611 compared to dog-themed meme coins, $27 billion. So this already tells you that dog-themed meme coins historically actually do way better than any other meme coin category ever. And when you look at this image, Dog is next in line to the multi-billions of dollars of market cap. I mean, just look at it. It's the only one on Bitcoin. You have Dog with Hat on Solana. You have Floki on Ethereum, Bonk on Solana, Shiba Inu on Ethereum, and Dogecoin, which is a fork of itself. So to me, Dog will flip all of these different meme coins and will most likely be below Dogecoin or above it. Remember, Dog hitting a $30 billion market cap would actually flip Dogecoin, as Dogecoin right now is $20 billion market cap. And Dogecoin has no utility, no developers building on it. It's just based on speculation that Elon Musk likes it. But Dog has Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually stronger than Elon Musk, meaning it has a lot more liquidity to flip Dogecoin. And I want to go back to this image right here, which is how much time it takes for that massive parabolic rally to the upside. Dogecoin itself saw a 15,000% increase within 94 days. Bonk saw a 5,000% increase in 44 days. Shiba Inu, 1,100% in 23 days. Floki, 800% in 21 days. 1,600% for Dog with Hat in 36 days. So what is this telling you? Well, Dog, between 30 to 60 days on average, can see a massive parabolic rally into the $1 billion of market cap with major increases in percentage. So as you can see, Bitcoin meme coins, aka runes, have not been priced into Bitcoin's market cap. We've never seen a Bitcoin meme coin season. So what are some catalyst events for Dog Bitcoin? Well, we could see either a Coinbase, Bybit, OKX, HTX, Gemini, Upbit, Robinhood listing. That's one. But maybe the last thing that we would see. I think the first thing we need to see is altcoin and meme coin season. Because once we start to see altcoin and meme coin season, that also can push dog price to go up. But what if that doesn't happen? Well, there's another catalyst, which is basically viral narrative wave happens for Bitcoin and Bitcoin meme coins. Since we don't need altcoins to rally, we don't need Solana meme coins, BNB meme coins, or even Ethereum meme coins to give permission for Bitcoin meme coins to have the rally. Bitcoin meme coins can decouple from everything, and people can FOMO into it, just like when privacy tokens had a thing or AI tokens had a thing. Basically, you always start to see these random coins that all of a sudden have massive rallies, even though they decouple away from the market. That's what makes them garner all this attention. But that's just one other area. But what if Bitcoin all of a sudden pushes to new all-time highs, meaning all those speculative assets within precious metals and the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000 start to rotate back into crypto assets, Bitcoin goes up, well, guess what? It's going to take everything else up with it. Altcoins, meme coins, you name it. These are the multiple catalyst events that's going to send DOG to $3 to $20 billion. So when I'm looking at DOG right now on the charting, what have I noticed? Okay, so this is what's happening right now. When you're looking at a short-term time frame, it's very volatile, it's very emotional. But guess what? This is actually replicating back of what I saw in October of, I think it's 2024. So back in October of 2024, you started to see this. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. So what we've noticed over here is that in the RSI, currently today, we have this purple line dragging down within these two red lines. This is like a little box right here. And the purple line is now down here. It's replicating what we saw back over here, where we saw a massive run up in DOG price, and then we had a massive pullback, roughly 48% to the downside, by the way. What we're seeing here is like roughly 24%, so it's not that bad. But we saw that the purple line made it all the way down here. All the way down here to this peak, the support level of the red line. Now, how far did the yellow line come down here? Well, it actually came down right above this red line. It's still above it, but back over here in October, that yellow line did cross below it, only to go right back up. And when both of these did cross over back to the upside, it happened for DOG price to go to a new all-time high at 999 million market cap. So what we're actually seeing right over here is what we're seeing right over here, which is actually kind of crazy. So even with all this volatility that I'm seeing with DOG Bitcoin, nothing's really changed, because as I shared with you, the whole DOG is dead narrative that Bitcoin meme coins aren't coming back, that's to fool you to not pay attention to it. And that's what 99% of people are going to do. They're going to chase whatever's trending. They never want to chase things before they trend. So right now, you are the 1% that watch the videos. I see your views. I see your comments. These are the people that are going to be the most rewarded, not because of conviction, not because of cult belief. It's because you follow data. Data removes emotion, and data surpasses and outpaces emotion. Emotion is always late. It's a late indicator. These are emotional indicators don't work for you. Data helps you use your actual indicators that lead before the emotional indicators start coming in, if that makes any sense. So at these prices, while DOG is being manipulated heavily by Gate, for instance, this is your time to dollar cost average and accumulate, because you know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, not many people are going to make it, meaning there's 99% of people that are going to miss the opportunity in this. And that's how the world works. It doesn't make everybody win. It's only supposed to reward the people that actually believe in it. The way that people believed in Bitcoin back in the day, or maybe people that believed in gold back in the day. The same thing applies here. The number one meme coin on Bitcoin is not just going to be the number one fungible token on Bitcoin. It's going to be the number one meme coin on Solana. And then it's going to be the number one meme coin across all chains. That's just how it's going to be. That's just how it's going to work. So let me know your thoughts down below, your predictions on when we're going to see a $3 billion market cap, a $20 billion market cap. Could it go even higher? Will it happen just within the next few months and maybe Q1, maybe even Q2 of this year? Or maybe we're going to see it happen by the end of the year. I love to hear your predictions, and I cannot wait to read them. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.